Welcome back to another episode of the Bad Moon's Orbit. I, as always, am your Warhammer aficionado, Dalton Montgomery.
And I'm Darian Smart, and I'm pretty sure Warhammer is a Wario-themed item you can get in Super Smash Ultimate.
So if you are joining us coming from our last episode where we talked about the realm of Hysh, Light, and the complex working relationship of the Elven twins and Sigmar, our good buddy, then you know that
No. Sigmar's not my good buddy. Sigmar's a guy I know that I'm cordial with. Dracothian is my good buddy.
That's fair. That's completely valid. Dracothian has never done anything wrong.
Yeah. Sigmar is Dracothian's friend, and therefore I am cordial with Sigmar.
That's fair.
But Sigmar is not my buddy. I do not trust him yet. I empathize with him.
Yeah.
I feel for the guy. I respect the quest he's currently on.
Yeah.
But also, I just got a feeling.
I wouldn't avoid him at a party, but I'm probably not, like, going out of my way, right?
Yeah. Like, we both end up at the dip. I'm going to say, like, hey, how's the Pantheon coming?
Yeah.
Like, politely.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to, if he's across the room, I'm not going to go over there and be like, oh, what record are you putting on? Like, I don't need to make small talk.
Sigmar leaves the Elven twins on their quest to find out where the other elves went, and he goes to Ulgu. It's close. It's a realm he hasn't visited yet, and he's got some theories about who he might find there now, right?
Yeah? Do you have theories? How were your last theories, Sigmar?
So, knowing now that Tyrion and Teclis are who he found on Hysh, he is not expecting to find an elven god this time.
Yeah.
He has a suspicion that maybe something happened to the elven gods, given that all the other elves are also gone.
Okay.
So he prepares himself to meet not necessarily an enemy. They didn't really interact in their time in the old world, but certainly not someone he would trust under normal circumstances. In Ulgu, he goes looking for Malarian.
I was waiting for it. Yeah. Yeah. Because, like, who else?
Yeah.
In the Shadow Realm?
Yep.
Yeah.
Malarian got bound to the Wind of Shadow as its incarnate. He is extremely capable with shadow magic. He was trained by his mother.
I'm such a sucker for shadow magic. You give me a character that does shadow magic, and I'm just like, oh, is this my new fave?
He's very good. The Witch King of Nagaroth was his title in the old world.
Good. Just a very good vibe.
He's got a little bit of a Star Wars reference in him, which I think is very funny. After he was burned to a crisp by the fires of Azurian, his mother cast him in magic plate mail armor.
Fuck yeah, she did.
That keeps him alive.
Yeah.
He is a Darth Vader adjacent, where he is bound to the armor. It is both his life support and prison. And that does not follow him to the mortal realms, but it still sticks to him a little bit.
Okay, interesting. So we do find Malarian.
Yes.
All right.
So Ulgu is, in every sense, the opposite to Hysh.
Okay.
It is a dark reflection of Hysh, fittingly. Ulgu, so if Hysh is knowledge being readily available, it's tricks and puzzles, all very low stakes, meant to teach you and to guide you towards kind of like a higher level of understanding and problem solving. Ulgu contains knowledge, but it's a challenge. It doesn't want to teach you, but it rewards you if you learn anyways.
Okay.
Ulgu is the realm of secrets, not education, and that influences its people.
Yeah.
We talked how there's a ton of wizards on Hysh. If Hysh is the public university education of magic, Ulgu is the private instructor who hits you sometimes.
Okay.
You can learn magic on Ulgu, and if you do, you will be really good at it. Because Ulgu does not give up its secrets willingly, but it keeps valuable secrets where it can. Traveling in Ulgu is a nightmare. It is extremely hard to get anywhere in Ulgu because
it's like downtown Boise right now with all the fucking roads getting construction.
Oh my god, you wouldn't even. It's so bad.
Listen.
It's so bad.
I have 3 different routes to go to the same fucking place because sometimes I can't get there.
Ugh. The landscape shifts. The paths just change. Ulgu does not like being understood, and so it resists people who try to. There is no consistent map of Ulgu.
Don't look for a map.
Yeah, it changes constantly.
GPS, who's she?
Yeah. Ulgu contains my number 1 prize for the worst named thing in AOS.
Okay.
Which is its native inhabitants, who are called shadow demons. They are not demons.
No, because there are demons.
Yeah.
Demons are a real thing that it sounds like everyone kind of deals with and worries about regularly.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
They're not made of magic. They're not associated with any of the chaos gods. They're not forces of chaos. They're just like manifestations of the power of Ulgu, and for some goddamn reason, they're called shadow demons.
You call your dark elves Druki, and you couldn't just come up with some sort of shadow Diablo.
Right.
There.
Right.
At least it's a different word than demon, which has a very specific meaning.
Already has a
in
connotation.
This magical context.
Right.
Like,
but Sigmar goes to Ulgu, and the search here takes longer. He found Teclis and Tyrion pretty fast on Hysh because Hysh loves guiding you to things.
Like, hi, you're looking for this?
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
my gosh, yeah, let me help you.
It takes him a while to find Malarian on Ulgu because Malarian is bound to Ulgu now. He is inherently a thing of secrets, and Ulgu doesn't like you finding things. It tries to obfuscate by its very nature. So Sigmar wanders Ulgu, and eventually he comes across what originally he just thinks is a shadow demon. Like, he has some like neutral to bad encounters with shadow demons where he has to fight them off, and he encounters what at first he thinks is just a big shadow demon until it speaks to him in a voice he recognizes.
Ah, damn, it's you. I mean, I was looking for you, but also, hey, is your mom here?
We don't know for sure if it's because Malarian's soul was already screwy because of like what happened in the old world, or if it's because of his armor, or what. But when Malarian makes it to Ulgu, when he awakes in Ulgu, he is not really an elf anymore.
Oh.
He is this coalesced creature of shadow, only reminiscent of the person he once was. The grandiose horn and like cones of his armor and helmet have just become part of his flesh. He has this like elongated head with curling horns evocative of his old helmet.
Do I got a visual aid I can look at?
You do. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me. It should be. I think the first picture is a picture of Ulgu.
Very cool. I like.
Yeah.
I want to clarify, since I made such a big deal about it last episode. I also would not go to Ulgu. I would not go to the place where there is no sunlight.
That's a good call.
And I can't find my way to the like corner store to get a snack. Like, I don't think I'm gonna enjoy my
Yeah.
I also maybe would rank willingly going to the place where the tree might eat me over the place where there's no sunshine, and also I can't find anything. Two things that piss me off a lot.
Much how like Hysh like dims a little bit when Ulgu's in the Ascendant. Ulgu gets a little bit brighter when Hysh is in the Ascendant, but it's an uneasy twilight.
Is this him?
Yeah, that's him. That's our boy. He gets these massive shadowy wings. Yes.
And that has nothing to do with the fact that he kind of is in fact giving off mosquito vibes now.
He is. I never noticed that.
When you said malaria, I was like, oh,
like malaria. Okay.
Okay.
It's spelled different, but yeah.
I'm sure it's spelled different.
Yeah.
I didn't talk about this last episode because it didn't come up. I will talk about it now. I did see how Hysh was spelled because it's on the nice presentation, the visual guides that Dalton makes for me. And why isn't there the letter C? Where's the letter C at?
It's got an S in it.
Who hid the letter? No, it should have an S and a C and an H for that Hysh sound. Like, so of course Malarian is not being spelled, but he's a
little mosquito.
He looks like a mosquito.
Yeah.
He also looks like the bad guy fairy from Strange Magic.
Oh, I'm not familiar.
That once upon a time George Lucas decided he was going to make an animated film for his daughters.
Oh, that's fun.
It's a fairy jukebox musical.
Oh.
And I don't think it's good, but also I find some elements of it delightful.
So Malarian awakes. We touched on it briefly. We put it in the back pocket, so if you've been waiting for the resolution to the why are elf hats big?
I got it out. Where's my pockets? There it is. These leggings actually do have pockets. I went climbing this morning. I'm holding it. Why are the hats big?
So it's not so much a thing amongst dark elves. It is with Malarian. So in high elven culture, elves see long hair as a sign of respectability. It's like a mark of honor and of like veterancy.
It is very hard to maintain long hair.
Yeah, absolutely. The comparison is often made between elves like care for their hair and dwarves care for their beards.
For real.
An elf with very long hair that is well kept and maintained is a remarkable sign of like, oh, you are an important person who I should respect.
Interesting. Okay.
That has reached its logical extreme amongst high elves who can live for thousands of years.
We've got a Rapunzel situation going on here.
Yeah, no self-respecting elf would ever willingly cut their hair. And so high elven...
Babes with the split ends.
Yeah.
It's just, you got a little bit for a trim, just to keep the overall health and maintenance.
Sure.
Okay.
Maintenance, but they wouldn't like cut down to a pixie cut or whatever. Yeah.
We're not letting fucking Eugene Fitzherbert in here with a dagger. Like, stay away.
And so elven helmets eventually adapted to just be really big. You just, if you're an elf marching to war, you just like beehive your hair and put it under your helmet.
When you told me about the hats and them being big, I did briefly have a flash of like the highest, most opulent era of the French nobility and pictured just those massive wigs and headpieces. Right. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
In social events, like, elves with long hair will often just like let it fall loose because again that is a statement of like elegance and of like, oh, me, I am so confident in my like skill and veterancy and demeanor that I can just have my hair loose like on the floor of this ballroom.
No one's gonna step on it.
Yeah,
like, it's not gonna spill into some. So we're talking elves. What food is available anywhere?
Ulthuan is vaguely tropical. I think I've mentioned this before, but the world that was for, I'm sure originally just like funny reasons, the world that was is vaguely Earth-like.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And so Ulthuan would be basically right in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, you mentioned it, the one place was a donut. Like
an
ocean donut. Yep. So okay. So like island. All right.
Yeah.
So rum.
Yeah.
No one's going to spill rum on this.
Wine. With elves, it's wine. Yeah.
You're going to be in the
Always
tropics.
Wine.
Well, yeah. My first instinct was like, do we have summer wine? Like, what are we doing here? So, all right.
Wines and cheeses. Elves live forever, basically forever, if not killed. And they have a ton of time to devote to perfection and stuff. And so elven craft goods and elven foods are generally the highest quality.
Well, yeah, I know I brought up food. We have to full stop abort from the food. I am so hungry. I had my light breakfast of toast before I go rock climbing, and then I climbed really hard for the first time in months because my shoulder's been hurt. I didn't climb, I climbed long. Right. And so I am so ravenous.
Oh, no.
And now we are talking about cheese and wine.
I'm going to stop mentioning elf food.
I asked the question.
That's
it's
fair.
not me, and you only answered, so thank you. But can we please go back to talking about this mosquito man?
Yeah. So Sigmar finds Malarian. And he is expecting Malarian. He, like, Teclis and Tyrion together was kind of a shock, but he's, like, rationalized it. He's like, okay, they're the twins. Their souls are kind of, like, already, like, bound together.
I mean, if you use a god to bring your brother back to life, I feel like that bonds you on some sort of like, deep metaphysical, primordial, magical level. So, like,
100%. Sigmar figures like, okay, Teclis is probably the god of magic because he did the binding. Like, whatever residue there was from that act probably, like, influenced that, like, phenomenon. So he goes looking for Malarian. He's kind of expecting Malarian. He finds Malarian. He doesn't just find Malarian.
I'm sure he doesn't.
Guess who's with him? Yeah.
Is it Lady Macbeth?
Yeah. Obviously, it's like, obviously, if Malarian's here, so is his mom.
How does Malarian feel about this?
Bad.
They
don't like each other by the time of the end times.
I'm sure eventually you'd start to be like, I think I may be a little bit resentful about the actions my mother took. Yeah. Maybe I agreed with her then, but I'm kind of pissed.
There's a period, I'm not...
And no one's going to therapy about this.
Yeah. I'm not super well versed in old world, like, history, but I know that there's a period where, like, Malarian and Marathi just fully split it off. Like, they are not talking to each other. Marathi, like, takes her own little chunk of Malarian's empire and it's, like, independent. They fight, like, wars over it. Just all of that. Like, my mother ruled my life and kind of separated me from my people and probably is part of the reason why everything sucks now coming to roost. And they didn't really resolve that during the events of the end times.
Doesn't sound like anyone really resolved anything.
No. Marathi actually died really fast at the start of the end times.
Damn, what?
Yeah. So she wasn't there for basically any of it.
How is she here now?
It's a good question. Yeah.
Is anyone else was there when the world was falling apart?
Pretty much, yeah.
What are you doing here?
Right. So
What?
Sigmar asks that same question. He rolls up and he's like, "Oh, you were bound to the wind of Ulgu. What the hell is she doing?"
Yeah, why? Cool. Now, what is she doing here?
Yeah. I said before that Sigmar wasn't super concerned about, like, he went expecting Malarian.
Yeah.
He knew he was an antagonistic figure, but he didn't really, have
yeah,
any personal...
but,
yeah.
You still fought against chaos.
Yeah,
through the
absolutely.
Thing, so, like,
he was bound to the wind of Ulgu. He
You
defended
didn't
the world.
start a chaos cult.
Yeah, absolutely.
You tried to benefit from it. But you didn't start it, and I'm willing to make some... I just made some concessions from the dude that killed my god. I'm willing to make some concessions here today.
Absolutely. When people talk about this, big journey that Sigmar does to round up the Pantheon, there are two people who are tied for first place who he does not trust and does not want as part of the Pantheon. Marathi is one of them.
Of course Marathi is one of them. I'm over here, I'm picturing him being like, hey... Oh my god, Malarian, how are you? Yeah, it's weird. So, can we just talk this other... No, it's fine. So I want to just read the card.
Yeah.
An invitation of having a party. Your mom is not invited to the party. What? No, of course, Mom. Whoa, you're right there. Hey! No, let me just... Yeah, this is your invitation. This is for you. Of course you're invited to the party.
Just blink twice if you want to be part of the Pantheon. Come on.
Yeah. Just blink twice. We don't have to talk about it now.
Though he doesn't have to sell that too hard, because while Malarian woke up a god, Marathi didn't. Marathi is still a mortal elf.
Wait, what? She's not a god?
No.
What is she doing here? How is she here? Okay, hold on. I haven't done this yet in the podcast. I'm going to do it now. Is she really here? Or is it Malarian
she's
being
really
so
here.
used to his mother running his whole life that some sort of deity thing has essentially created her? Because he could not picture his life without his mother despite the things.
That would be fascinating. She's here.
Okay.
She's really here. Yeah, I like that a lot. But no, she's here.
Okay.
So we're gonna leave Sigmar pretty early in this episode, because the rest of this episode is about what these nutty shadow kids are doing.
Yeah.
What Malarian and his mom are up to.
Sigmar rolled up and is like, all right, you're both invited to my party. And then just left.
Yeah,
I
pretty
feel
much.
like he was just
or more specifically, okay, the god...
said I had to invite you to my party.
Yeah, the god gets to come. Marathi is not invited.
The god is invited to my... Yeah.
Yeah.
You are the only one invited to my party.
Yeah.
I want to be very clear about this.
He approaches it
It's a pantheon.
diplomatically, yes, but he's absolutely just yeah, Marathi, if you want to help, that's cool, but it really is a gods only event. I'm sitting, hands are tied, nothing I can do. Anyways, bye. Yeah. Yeah, the dragon said you can't come. We already got Tyrion. It'd just be so awkward if you're there, right?
I am stepping back and remembering that this is not just a story, but the sequel to a game that was abruptly and feels somewhat unceremoniously dumped for largely financial purposes.
Yep.
And so I think it is... I'm putting myself in the shoes of someone who did do the world that was and was very into that, and then it's okay, well, there's this new thing, and whatever feelings they got into it, and then seeing these characters, that's really cool.
Yeah,
I would be so jazzed about
absolutely.
Oh my god, they're here, and it's not just an Easter egg reference, they're important.
Yes, we're
for
bringing them
reasons that
back.
they were important in the other things, so it feels like a holding on to those elements still and really incorporating them in a meaningful way into this new narrative. And it kind of reflects that this was something that a lot of people loved. And it was something that a lot of people who worked on it probably really loved and cared about these characters and these stories and these events. And didn't just want to scrap it all and found a way to let these elements thrive in a way that makes so much sense for this narrative. Yeah.
It's a real... And it creates real connective tissue between the worlds. It's not just we're putting this in the shed out back and we're going to bring in the new thing. This is a continuation of a story. This is, in a lot of aspects, the people that Sigmar's going to find on this journey, the people who end up joining the Pantheon and stuff, we get a lot of story about how do you cope with the world where you fundamentally became the person you are, not existing anymore, and you now having an obligation to a new world. Because we didn't talk a ton about Teclis and Tyrion in the last episode, but Teclis also has some of those like issues that Sigmar has, where Sigmar fought so hard to protect the world, and then he failed.
Teclis literally died and was brought back to
Yeah.
life specifically because his brother believed he was the only one that was going to save this world. And
Tyrion, but yeah.
Right,
yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. You
Tyrion
got him.
Teclis.
Yeah, Teclis did. I know.
Teclis
The
Warhammer.
twins. Yeah, but Teclis killed a god to bring his brother back to save the world. We haven't talked about this yet, but Teclis, the reason Teclis and Tyrion aren't getting along during the time of the end times is that Teclis finds out about this like dark ritual to bring this like adversary back that involves some like human sacrifice. And he like foresees that the ritual itself can't be completed, but one of the people who's been kidnapped to complete the ritual is Tyrion's daughter. And he figures out that the curse of Cain will corrupt the ritual. Yeah. And he willingly doesn't intervene to disempower this like great adversary that's being brought back so that he will be weakened by the curse of Cain. Like that's Teclis's whole deal. It is sacrificing the people closest to him, like not thinking about the little consequences to enact the bigger consequence.
Oh, wow. Oh, no.
And then he failed.
Yeah.
And now he's back. And he has to grapple with he has to support his brother, where that's always been a reverse interaction. He doesn't know where the elves are. Like he's back, but this isn't his world to protect yet. He like everything he cares about is still missing. What do I do different this time? Right? Like it's speaking to what you said, like these characters coming back and not just being like cameos being important to the world. I think there's a really interesting nugget in that, in the way Age of Sigmar writes these characters from the world that was, where it's grappling with that loss, with that wondering of what could have been different or what needs to be stuck to. Some characters are like, nope, it would have worked. I was not the problem.
I was not the problem.
Yeah, and that's fascinating. But we're going to leave Sigmar for a second. He invites Malaria to the party. He does not invite Marathi. And he goes looking for another easy win. He thinks he's got a pretty good idea on who he's going to find in Guy Ran. So that's where he goes next, to the Realm of Life. And we're going to talk about Marathi and Malarian a little bit.
Yeah.
So
I would hope so.
Yeah. Marathi and Malarian learn from Sigmar that Teclis and Tyrion are here. And they don't like each other. But there's also no elves on Ulgu. And Sigmar communicates to Marathi and Malarian, hey, I know y'all have beef. Teclis and Tyrion are looking too. Like, you can probably accomplish more together if you're willing to do that.
Classic God of Civilization.
Yeah. Small problem. Malarian can't leave Ulgu because he's bound to it. He's Shadow Monster.
Oh.
Yep. He definitely can't go to Hysh.
Yeah. How is he supposed to be part of the Pantheon?
He can still influence stuff on Hysh.
Yeah.
He has almost total control of Hysh. Like, he can reshape it.
Ulgu?
Basically. Ulgu, thank you.
Okay.
He can reshape it, like, at a will. And so he is basically, like, Sigmar's spy master for a little bit. Cool. He hears secrets. Secrets coalesce on Ulgu.
That's cool.
Yeah. But I think Marathi, I don't know exactly how they get in contact. Probably Marathi goes to Hysh. And they discover that in between Hysh and Ulgu is this little like sub-realm that contains elements of both.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That place is called Ulgish, and the 4 elven gods meet in Ulgish to talk about what happened, where the elves are. Also, why is Marathi here?
Also, why is Marathi here? Also, you keep saying 4 elven gods. Marathi, again, is not a god.
Correct. Thank you. Yeah.
She basically is...
Kind of. She is mortal. She has magical power,
gods can still be killed.
Yes, it's much harder to kill a god, but yeah.
Yeah, but imagine it's pretty hard to kill this bitch.
True. I mean, you could just stab Marathi and she'd die, but just no one has yet.
How do you get close enough?
And she did die during the old world that was.
Yeah.
But these 4 elves meet up, and Teclis and Tyrion have a theory about where all the elven souls are.
Interesting.
Malarian has the same theory, and Marathi knows because she was there. She escaped.
What?
Yeah.
What happened? Tell me now.
That's why Marathi was here. So you called it at the end of last episode.
I did it!
Yeah. When the world ended, most of the souls, like a lot of souls were claimed by the Chaos Gods. A lot of them just like dissipated into the etheric void, recoalesced on the mortal realms. Slanesh grabbed every elven soul.
Oh my god.
God of Excess. They claimed every single elven soul in existence, including the gods.
Oh my god.
All the elven gods are dead.
Yeah.
That's why the elves showed up instead of
Instead
their
of the gods, because there were
patron
no
deities. Yeah.
other gods.
Cain's dead, Daith's dead, Azurian is dead. And during the end times, I mentioned that Morathi wasn't really around for the end times.
Yeah.
That's because she was on the side of chaos during the end times.
Of course she was.
She
She
kept
had a
her chaos
chaos
cult.
cult.
Absolutely. Part of the binding of the Winds of Magic was that Tyrion had to weaken that void we talked about, or the whirlpool that was pulling all the magic out of the world. Tyrion had to weaken that so there was enough magic to bind the winds. Morathi made that weakening a destroyed instead.
Just completely.
Turned off the vortex, basically, through shadow magic and her kind of manipulation and guile. As soon as that happened, Slaanesh just like manifested into the world where the vortex was and grabbed Morathi. Because she's been playing with fire for a long time.
Yeah, but you're gonna get burned.
It's very much that scene from Princess and the Frog where Dr. Facilier gets
dragged in. Oh,
100%.
Very good.
So Slaanesh had claim of Morathi's soul. Slaanesh claimed every other elven soul. Your soul being claimed by a chaos god, eventually it will waste into nothing. It'll become part of the chaos god that consumes souls. And Morathi escaped.
Question mark?
But we don't know how.
My back pocket.
Yeah.
Got that little story in their pocket.
What we know is that she escaped, and we know that it changed her. I'll ask you to look to your reference photos. I think the first one is Morathi as she portrays herself. Just like an elf with wings. She's got like kind of skeleton-y wings.
Yep. I'm seeing very late 80s gauntlet vibes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
If you go to the next picture.
We'll see what she actually looks like. Oh my gosh, she's a snake lady!
She is a snake lady. We know that she escaped, and we know that it changed her. Something about being trapped in Slaanesh screwed up Morathi's soul, and her true form is that huge snake lady with wings.
Yeah, this like Medusa, Lamia demon type snake lady.
Absolutely.
Okay.
She reveals her true form to the other elves.
By the way.
She didn't show Sigmar. But
no.
No, God,
Sigmar.
no. She reveals her form to the other elves, and we know that she tells them her experience escaping from Slaanesh, but that she has told no one beforehand, and she has never told anyone since. Morathi is stone cold, generally. She is a schemer and manipulator. The implication is that even for her experience trapped within Slaanesh was too much.
Don't put me through that in the vault.
Absolutely, yeah. Cannot address it, cannot talk about it. Is going to talk about it real quick because that's where all the other elven souls are, and we need a plan.
I know, and I can prove it. I know I'm not just. I know y'all don't trust me. I can prove it.
100%. We get a sense of like Morathi's like you can't trust Morathi, but in this moment, like she wants elves back too.
Yeah.
So the elves.
Who's she supposed to roll over? Humans? Why bother?
Right. The elves come up with a plan.
Okay.
And we're going to see a little bit of that. Well, Teclis comes up with a plan.
Okay. Yeah, of course Teclis comes up with a plan.
And we're going to see a little bit of that Teclis doing a thing that's bad for the bigger picture.
Okay.
The Chaos Gods have not found the mortal realms yet. Teclis sees how bad being trapped in Slaanesh for just that long was to Morathi. And he says, okay, we can't wait for the Chaos Gods to get here. We're going to pull Slaanesh into the mortal realms and trap them.
Sigmar's going to kick you out of the club! You're not invited to the Pantheon anymore. You revoked that invitation. You're out. You're out of the club. Turn in your jackets. Want your badge and gun on my desk by noon.
The whole Sigmar is losing his mind. He is going from place to place, terrified of the Chaos Gods finding the mortal realms, trying to build up defenses, trying to build contingencies. And Teclis and Tyrion and Morathi and Malarian are just like, okay, how do we bait Slaanesh into finding the mortal realms so that we can trap them? It's not a mindless plan, right? They're not just obviously. They're not just like teasing the dog and waiting for it to bite them, they have a plan in place to trap Slaanesh. They don't tell Sigmar, obviously.
Yeah, he would trap Slaanesh. You think his friends are going to be like, where'd he go? I get that the demon gods are not friends, but like...
No, yeah.
Eventually someone's going to notice and be like, where the fuck did that guy go?
Right. But they concoct a plan. Morathi is the most intimate with, like, the nature of Slaanesh, both through being a cultist and being trapped.
Yep.
So she creates these magical, like, binding chains to trap Slaanesh.
Okay.
Tyrion and Teclis work together to create just like an arena, basically, to trap Slaanesh within. Teclis enchants a lantern with the light of Hysh to just, like, illuminate and thus snare Slaanesh's, like, form in place. Chaos gods don't really have souls. They're just these collections of vibe magic.
Bad vibes.
Yeah. And Malarian and Teclis work together to bind, like, chains of light and shadow is the idea. Yeah.
I do like that.
Right.
That's very cool.
Right. Duality is the nature of elves. It's the nature of Hysh and Ulgu. It's the nature of Slaanesh. And then they do the equivalent of just, like, putting a big, like, come get me sign on themselves. And they push magic into the realm of chaos. They broach the barrier themselves. A thing that has not yet happened in the mortal realms. The mortal realms before this point had no connection to the realm of chaos, except for being made of magic.
Okay.
Teclis and Tyrion and Malarian and Morathi, all of them wizards. Oh, actually, Tyrion's not a wizard, but he's a god now, so it's fine.
You can do this. Yeah, he's got power.
Push their influence into the realm of chaos, just like a big dinner bell, and they say, come get it. And Slaanesh, the god of excess, not content with every elven soul that's ever existed, comes for these four.
Oh, I'll twist my arm.
Yeah, right. Who would have suspected the god of excess?
Would just come running.
Right. And the plan works.
Fucking wild.
Right. You wouldn't think it would.
No.
Elven hubris a little bit, but they pull Slaanesh into Ulgish, into that space between Hysh and Ulgu where both the magics can work, and they bind them in chains of light and shadow. They shine the etheric lantern on them, which is the thing that Teclis made to bind them in place. And it works.
Okay, it works.
Basically everyone is shocked.
So what does Sigmar do when he found out?
Sigmar doesn't find out.
Sigmar just doesn't find out?
To our knowledge, Sigmar still doesn't know. Yeah.
So it worked?
Yeah.
For how long?
So far, it's held.
What?
Yeah, right?
The excess demon still bound in chains of light and shadow?
Yep.
Is there a picture of this?
Yeah, I was just about to say, if you want to flip to that, I think it's the next one. Yeah, that dark with like a little bit of purple light in the middle, that is the form of Slaanesh. Yeah. You can see they got like a big crab claw. That's part of their aesthetic.
I'm shook.
Same. It is insane that it worked, frankly. And Morathi warns them, because Morathi like helped forge the chains. She had the best knowledge of Slaanesh. She warns them, Slaanesh is the god of excess. No chains will hold them forever. You have to be careful with them.
Yeah.
And they kind of take it under advisory, but like she's the only person present who's not a god, so what does she know?
Also,
Yeah.
she's the only girl here.
Yeah,
so.
there's definitely a little bit of that there, because elves are proud. And also, we talked about like the Phoenix King Everqueen thing previously. There's probably definitely also an element of like elves made a Phoenix King because they were upset that the person in charge was a lady. Yeah. Elves are just kind of like that. Which is
Morathi the default Everqueen?
We're going to find the Everqueen in Gairan.
Oh, cool. Okay,
yeah,
all right,
because these aren't the only elves that survived. They're just the ones most invested in what's happening.
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. It's complicated. It's going to get complicated. They bind Slaanesh, and that is surprisingly not where the story ends. Because they don't just want to bind Slaanesh.
Yeah,
they don't just want to trap. Yeah, they want to get elven souls back. And so as part of the plan to trap Slaanesh, the elves divvied up the souls that they retrieved from Slaanesh.
Okay.
Yeah, souls, like I said, souls in Warhammer can be distinct people, but they already get the sense that they've probably like amalgamized a little bit. Yeah, like they did when the realms were destroyed, so like where the loose soul became new people. The elves are like, okay, that's probably already happened. We are going to make new elves with their like elven souls that we rescue from Slaanesh. Okay. And this time we're going to do it right.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, neat. And so the first allotment of souls goes to Teclis and Tyrion. I don't actually know why. That was just part of the agreement.
Well, it feels like it was Teclis's plan, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Teclis's
so I think
plan.
he gets
That's
first
fair.
dibs.
That's fair. Teclis and Tyrion claim the first part of Elven souls. They take them back to Hysh, and they make new elves in
Cool.
Hysh.
Okay.
They are called like the CR originally, which is just like new elf in like the Elven language. Teclis teaches them about Ulthuan. He teaches them about the world that was, and the sun, and the moon, which is Teclis's aspect. Yep.
I
Teclis,
was like, last episode, I was waiting for someone to say this fool was a moon.
Teclis is the moon to Tyrion's sun,
Of course he is.
and basically just tries to recreate like Ulthuan in Hysh, kind of, just very much in the same way that Sigmar was pretty quickly like, all right,
I want my old stuff back.
Yeah, I want my old stuff back. Teclis is also on that train. He's just like, okay, I want to know the high elves that I knew once. I want elves who are good at magic, and I want like communities and structures and all of these like higher learning things, and I want them now.
Okay.
And I'm the god of magic, so I'm gonna make it happen.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, you're the god of magic. Sure, make it happen.
Yeah.
I can't get no notes.
And for a little bit it goes good, but it was a mistake to claim the first allotment.
Really?
Mm-hmm. For whatever reason, the means that they use to like draw souls out of Slaanesh, they end up, the first allotment getting pulled out ends up being the souls that are the most damaged.
Aww.
Yeah. The first group of elves created like manually are fine, but when they have children, like new souls are created, but their souls are weak. They're frail and infirm.
What does that mean?
They don't have a verve to them. It's very hard for them. They're basically just depressed. They're just born depressed. And also they wither physically unless they are sustained with new souls.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. And Teclis is monitoring all this. He's like, shit. First one went bad. I'm going to wipe them from existence with magic and try again.
I mean, that's your... What religion doesn't have that?
Right.
The first batch didn't work out. Let's try again.
Yeah. And Tyrion stays his hand.
He's like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Sounds like a thing Tyrion would do.
Yeah. Teclis is like, okay, cool. Sacrificing the individual for the bigger picture, neat. And he's just going to like magic them out of existence. And Tyrion says, no, like, whatever their faults, these are still our first people of this realm.
Yeah.
Like, we cannot start our like new legacy of elvenkind with the genocide of like the first elves of the land.
Also, Teclis, your whole deal is like using magic to overcome these like pre-established barriers that were imposed on you by a previous generation's choices.
You'd think you'd see that a little bit better, but he doesn't.
Of course he doesn't.
Right. He's the other big trait of Teclis is that he is always sure that he's right.
Of course you have to be if you're going to go and kill God to bring your brother back to life.
Yeah, he's immensely smart. He is very good at making plans. Are you familiar with the expression, if you're the smartest person in the room, find a different room? Just like learning from those around you and stuff. There is no room with someone smarter than Teclis in it. He does not have anyone to check his ideas because that's just kind of who he is. So Tyrion stays his hand. And so he does not destroy these elves, but they catch wind of his intent. And they're...
How did they find out?
He didn't really hide it. He was just like, all right, time to throw out this batch. And so they...
I'm going to hear them talking.
Pretty much. So those first elves spread this belief, or they spread this knowledge, like Teclis, like, his intent was to destroy us.
Yeah.
And Tyrion stays his hand, but who knows how long that'll last. Like, Teclis is not known for backing down from his plans.
Yeah.
Unfeasible. We gotta go.
Yeah, I'd also leave.
Yeah, and they do.
Where do they go?
They flee over the like bridge between Hysh and Ulgu into Ulgu, and they use magic to adapt themselves to living in water. They become the first sea elves. And they hide beneath the waves of Ulgu from Teclis.
In maybe the literally physically darkest part of the entire Mortal Realms, under the ocean of the Shadow Realm.
Yes, they live in the Mariana Trench of the Realm of Shadow.
They're merfolk.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, and they're weird because their souls are weird. So they're like, I'm picturing like, not like, oh, Ariel. I'm picturing like angelfish.
Yes, absolutely.
Like anglerfish.
Most of them are... They adapt a little bit slowly, like over the ages.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them just like lose their sight because you're not using it in the
You're not using
Mariana
it
Trench
down
in
there, you don't
Ulgu. Yeah. So most of them are physically blind. They
Mm-hmm.
gain a mastery over like water magic and shadow magic, and they basically just like hide from Teclis, who, to our knowledge, Teclis isn't still like trying to destroy
They
them.
probably wouldn't care at this point.
But yeah, but they're like, he could always change his mind. And also they develop a culture of their souls are still weak. They develop kind of a raiding culture of just imagine having like a seaside settlement and these just like anglerfish ass elves come up out of the water and haul people away
You
to
do not have a seaside
no,
settlement.
absolutely not.
In
Ulgu.
Ulgu, thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, you just don't live. No one's got beachside properties. Another reason I will not be visiting Ulgu.
No. And so they come to be known as the Ideneth. Ideneth is the Elvish word for like deep people.
Cool.
Neth is just the Elvish word for like us people. It basically means elf.
Mm-hmm.
So Ideneth are the deep elves, the elves of the ocean.
I like the sound of Ideneth. I will
It's
hold out any
very
judgment
good.
until I see it written down.
It's very good. They tame sea monsters.
They
uh,
tame sea monsters.
They like ride eels, which is
do.
fun. And eventually they learn to just like manifest the physical qualities of the ocean wherever they go. So it's not just anglerfish elves coming up out of the tide to like snatch people. It is eels and like giant sea turtles swimming through the air because the Ideneth can just manifest like ocean currents in midair. Terrifying.
So scary.
Terrifying. Deep sea coastal raiders.
Give me the tree that wants to eat me.
So that's the first attempt to make new elves. And
Honestly, it was a rousing success. You made new elves.
yeah,
There's
absolutely.
literally a new kind of elf.
Absolutely. Malarian gets the second allotment because he is a god. We don't really know what he's done with it yet.
What?
We know that he, yeah, right?
How long has this game been around for?
A long time.
Hey!
There's no, so everyone we've talked about so far.
Where are my spooky ass shadow elves?
Right? Everyone we've talked about so far, and we're going to finish talking about in this episode,
Mm-hmm.
have like miniature ranges.
Yeah.
Like if you wanted to, you could buy a bunch of Ideneth
And I
miniatures
will.
and they ride eels.
And
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
And and here's the thing, and I want to make this very, very clear. I still currently and will likely never have a desire to play the game. And that's true about a lot of things that I enjoy and like to hear about. I don't think I would have fun playing the game.
That's fair.
However, I do like little things. Dalton, we forgot to talk about a gaming thing we
Oh
liked.
shoot, yeah, we did. I'm gonna talk about Warhammer on our Warhammer podcast for a gaming thing I like real quick because we're already talking about the Ideneth.
Uh-huh.
In the game Age of Sigmar, the Ideneth thing is the tides. So a game of Age of Sigmar lasts 5 rounds. Over the course of 5 rounds, if you or your opponent is playing an Ideneth army, you have retreating tide, the coming tide, the like overwhelming tide, and that gives different bonuses to your Ideneth army because they're literally riding like the tide into battle.
Very good.
Yeah.
Nice. Parameters are it's some sort of like tabletop RPG thing. Would we extend that to being Magic the Gathering?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, absolutely.
Great. So I want to talk about Lorcana. Just
I had a
real fucking
suspicion.
quick.
Yeah.
Just real fucking quick, I want to talk about Lorcana. You know, the Disney one that has recently come out. And mostly what I want to talk about is, hey, I like good art in games.
Yes.
And that's really it. I actually can't talk about Lorcana. I don't know how to play. Don't really know what anything means. But I do know that I really, really, really like the Floodborn. And I don't fully understand what they are, but they are, like, you can get the Disney cards, right? And it's like... no, Dreamborn. I like the Dreamborn. And it's like you have the Storyborn. And that's just our version of Moana. She is...
Yeah.
I actually think I will show you an example of... Here we go. Here's also why I like this game. So I'll show you his Billy Bones, the keeper of the map. You know, the turtle alien from Treasure Planet. This card I have is
Beautiful.
a Storyborn card. It just means he's the guy from Treasure
Yeah,
Planet.
he's
Here's
just the
some
guy.
cool art of him. I've got Tinkerbell, Generous Fairy. This is a hollow card, like Billy Bones. She's also Storybook.
Hell
It's just Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
But I also, what I really wanted about this game, what I liked, what drew me toward it, are the Dreamborn, where they are the character. Like, yes, this is the character, except it's Cinderella, but she's a knight in training.
Yeah, that's great.
It like takes this element. It's Windy Darling, but she's a sailor.
We love that.
That's
I love a crossover.
That's what it is. It's like
or like a reimagining.
Yeah. Here's one where it's Rapunzel and her hair is glowing, and she's also in a green dress, and she's a Dreamborn, and I'm not really sure, except for the dress, what makes her Dreamborn in the same way where I could tell, obviously, with Windy as a sailor or Cinderella as a knight in training.
Right. Maybe she's supposed to be Western. It kind of gave me Little House on the Prairie vibes.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. And then I have a Floodborn Rapunzel, which is... The Floodborn ones are more like the canon version, but like hyper intensified. Okay. So this one is like Rapunzel, but like she's not just like, I like to paint my walls. She is like a master artist.
I like that.
And so I guess mine is, hey, sometimes you can do wild things with this art. So, hey, I really like Lorcana and I've bought 5 decks. Don't know how to play. Likely will not bother to learn how to play. But because here's Mickey as the artful rogue. He's a Floodborn. Look at this fool. So, and I will buy more because I want, there's one with Cinderella as a full knight. I want that Knight Cinderella card. So, that's what it is. I think this very easily could have just been, here are the canon versions of these Disney characters, because Disney is very, very, very precious about their properties.
Right.
Disney princesses never hang out together in anything except for that Wreck-It Ralph sequel, but those weren't the real Disney princesses. They even have a comic series where it's like Tales of Princesses, but it's individual snapshots of each princess. They don't hang out.
Right.
In the Star Wars fashion doll line they released, none of those characters hung out. Like, they are so precious with their branding and their specific canon and all those things. And so I think it's cool that someone's like, but what if Cinderella was a knight, actually?
Hell yeah.
And what if, for some reason, Rapunzel has a green dress? So I like that games give pre-established stories the opportunity to just try
Absolutely.
shit out.
I love that. And that's a very Warhammer thing, too. People are encouraged to write their own lore about, like, these factions and stuff. Like, if you play Ideneth, your Ideneth don't need to be from, like, Mariana Trench and Ulgu. Maybe there's some that, like, made peace with Teclis and live back on Hysh now.
Oh!
Maybe there's some who got in with Sigmar to try and, like, protect themselves from Teclis, and they live on Azir. Like,
I feel like if that happened, he would find out about the whole we have the Chaos
Probably.
Union chains. Like, I think he would find out.
Probably.
But that goes back to the thing I was on, which is, I'll probably buy the thing because it's pretty and I like it.
Yeah. If you ever pick up Warhammer Managers, I would love to show you how to paint them, or I will just paint them.
I'll pay you to paint them. Sorry,
okay,
I forgot to add that part of that sentence. And then I will pay my friend Dalton to paint them pretty for me. I also just like
painting them.
Yes.
I do have a picture of an Ideneth. It's in the core book.
Ah! Look at them. Oh my goodness.
He's riding an eel.
He's got a lot of good armor.
Right.
And unfortunately, with the good armor, it means I can't see any of the person's physical features.
Right.
And that's great. But also, they don't look fishy enough for me.
Right.
I see. Maybe I won't be buying one of them. I was looking for webbing. I was looking for fangs. I was looking for very fish-like.
They have the Ideneth who are the most kind of like have the weakest souls are called Namarti, and they have taken on more of that like ocean magic to sustain themselves and are more fishy. But
they're all fishy.
Right. So that's the first one. Malarian gets the second one of souls. We know that he does something with it. We just don't know much about it.
Weird.
He creates his own elves as well. They're called the Umbraneth, the people of shadow.
Yeah.
But we don't know anything about them because they don't have a miniatures line yet, and that's usually when like lore for stuff kind of hits.
That's so weird because it sounds like a thing that would just be instantly very fucking cool from the jump. Where's my concept art? What do you mean you have a shadow elf line?
Right.
And we haven't seen any shadow elves.
Malarian and the shadow elves are like one of those. There's like a couple of factions that everyone is like, okay, the next faction to come out is going to be this, and it's dwarves aligned with chaos, which was a thing in the old world that we haven't seen like heads or tails of. It's shadow elves, and then there's like a race of completely silent bug people from Gur that have like a weird amount of lore for not having any models, and everyone's like, is it going to be them? They're bugs, so they communicate via pheromone, so they just like don't, and it's making noise, and Gur is a great way to get eaten, and so they just don't make any, so they're just ominously silent bug people.
What is the next, or if that hasn't been announced, most recent line that was released?
We just got more orcs. So
Congratulations,
yeah,
Dalton!
right?
Yay!
For a long time, we just had like kind of big beefy orcs, like sneaky morky orcs.
Yeah,
That
okay.
was the 3rd edition like launch thing.
Cool. Okay.
We have 4th edition coming out soon, not to date this episode, and they're going to refresh Skaven, the rat people, which
That's
is
cool.
cool. So they're not going to be a new army, but they're taking models that are older than I am and making new ones, which is nice.
Now, I know they're a rat army, so I'm sure they're super, super creepy. Could maybe one of them be kind of cute, though?
Oh, they're adorable. I love
fantastic.
Skaven.
Okay.
Yeah, they're silly and crazy, and I love them. And they
well-
make Rube Goldberg machines to fight their enemies. Yeah.
Well, now I'm picturing the rats from the Nutcracker, and that has completely reimagined everything I was picturing about the Skaven.
They're like the rats from Nim, if I'm being real.
I love the rats from Nim.
They're like
that
the-
movie scares me so much.
Yeah, they're like the rats from Nim if they were bad.
Yeah.
But so Malarian takes souls. He makes Umbreneth. We don't know anything. Marathi gets the 3rd allotment for her contributions.
Is hers the best because they were pulling them out from the top, and the top ones weren't so great?
We kind of get the implication that everything past the Ideneth is basically the same level of fine. Yeah.
So we just really fucked up.
Yeah.
But also, someone had to get their souls out of there regardless.
Yeah.
They didn't, just because their souls were, they didn't.
Right.
If they had known, would they have just left them?
Right. No. Like, yeah, that's they were going to get
They
him
would
out
have done
regardless.
something different with it. They would have made them into elves.
Absolutely. And it's mostly a Teclis problem because he's like, okay, I'm going to make new elves and I'm going to make them right and I'm going to make them
exactly
perfect.
The way I want them.
Yes.
Oh, right.
And
Okay, this is a Teclis. Hey, Teclis?
Yes. Yeah.
You really should hone that instinct in a little bit.
Right.
You've got a demon chained up over there that really feeds on that shit. So maybe shut that down.
100%. The great tragedy of the elves is that even in their pursuit to like get away from Slaanesh, they still end up kind of in the shadow of Slaanesh through pursuing perfection and being the best at stuff.
They make great cheeses. Dalton, we gotta move on!
Marathi takes the 3rd allotment and she also makes new elves.
Mm-hmm.
But she is not a god, and her soul has been like twisted by her time in Slaanesh. And so she makes elves, but they don't really come out as elves.
Okay. Oh, she makes Lamia demons.
Yeah, she makes Lavius.
Absolutely. I was hoping she would. Honestly, I was looking for my warrior snake women, and there she is.
Yeah.
Cool.
She actually ends up with like 2 kind of distinct subspecies of elves. The Melusai, who are snake women, and the Arakai, who aren't spiders, despite the name. I also probably got their name wrong.
I'm mad again. I'm mad again.
They're like winged. They got kind of a gargoyle thing going on. It's the 2 halves of Marathi. The snake and the
ladies?
wings. Yeah.
Are they all ladies?
No. There are some men, but...
I guess you need... Okay, no, like, yeah. But, like, could they have been all ladies?
They could have been all ladies. Marathi just like makes them, and then she takes any like men and she just like sets them to the side. Marathi's cult in the old world was matriarchal. They didn't have any men in it.
That's true.
And so she just kind of like makes elves and she pushes the men out into the rain to do whatever. And then she starts building a new cult. It's not dedicated to Slaanesh. She's walked that path.
I would be real mad if she's like, but maybe this time though. Like, no, girl.
No. She just takes the skill she learned at her old job and implements it in her new job, where she brings these elves back and she says, hey, I'm going to tell you about this really cool god. His name is Cain, and we worship him now.
It's just plug and play. Alright, the demon is out. Cain is in. Why? Because the blood curse?
Then better reason. So Marathi told the story of how
Hold
she
on,
is.
I'm sorry. Hey, so what happens to the dudes that Marathi makes? And she's like, I don't need you. Where do they go?
They just like start inhabiting Ulgu, basically. Like,
Yeah, okay. They just live there?
yeah, they just
That's
live
fair.
there. Some of them make their way to other realms.
How?
Realm
realm
gates.
gates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they wander. Sometimes Ulgu leads them there because Ulgu likes to play tricks.
It's like, you can just leave, though.
Yeah, some go like to Azir to join because they find out there's like an elf population there. It's also worth noting that the elves that Marathi makes, the men come out fine.
What?
They're just like normal elves.
They're just like
it's
dudes.
just the women that end up being.
And this is this okay?
Melusai.
And this is an accident. No, this is
Yes.
not an intentional
It's
choice.
not a
she
thing
is
she
making
does
to make these
intentionally.
in her
Yep.
image. That does seem wild to me. I would feel like she would be doing this on purpose,
Right, you would think.
to set herself up as their god.
Right, but Marathi does not publicly go about as that
That's
like big snake version of herself.
true.
Yeah.
So she has to pretend like it's a mistake.
Yes.
Or no, she has to acknowledge it is a mistake.
Yeah.
If she's not.
She's a schemer before all else.
But honestly, and I get that. I think it's the wrong play though.
Yeah.
I think she should be revealing her true form. And because they all look like her,
Right.
and is that not
Right.
the most god thing?
Right.
You're telling me you're going to do a cult to some dead god that doesn't even exist anymore, rather than just set yourself up to be a god? Marathi, I expected more from you. Aim higher. Why do you stop at the feet of men?
Don't worry. More's coming.
Right, okay, so you were going to tell me why Cain.
The male elves go off. They find other elves. They are a lot of the, like, kind of seeding to, like, repopulate the realms with elves. A ton of time passes during all this, and, like, elves kind of spread out a little bit more. They're still not as populous as, like, humans and dwarves and, like, the other
But
races
there
that
are
had a head
elves
start.
now.
Yeah, there are elves just around now. And Sigmar's kind of like, that's weird. I'm glad they figured it out. I'm not going to ask.
Here's the thing. Sigmar's smart enough that he knows he doesn't want to know.
Yeah, pretty
much.
much.
He knows he has to deal with that problem, and he can't deal with that problem right
Pretty
now. He's got
much.
to deal with another problem.
So Marathi doesn't just pick Cain on a whim. Dark elves in the old world had a pretty strong worship of Cain. They, like, a murder was kind of what set them down that path. They prided themselves on their martial mastery. Most of them wanted to, like, reconquer Ulthuan and install Malarian as the proper Phoenix King. So Cain had a very strong presence in old Dark Elven culture. But even that's not why Marathi picked Cain.
Okay.
You know why Marathi picked Cain?
I couldn't even begin to guess this time.
Because Marathi didn't leave Slaanesh alone. She didn't find Cain, but she found Cain's heart.
Oh my god.
And she stole it.
Like metaphorically or like physically?
No.
She just reached into this god's chest and ripped that bad boy out, and that's how she got the fuck out of there.
Yes, probably.
That
Probably.
would make the most sense, right?
Has something to do with it, yeah.
Yeah. God magic, yeah.
Yeah, there's an old adage about Cain that he has an iron heart that's supposed to represent his, like, he's the god of murder. He has no compassion for others. It's also literal. Cain actually genuinely has an iron heart.
Because Marathi has the other one.
No,
Oh,
that is the
beforehand.
one. Yeah, that is the
Okay.
one that Marathi stole. So Marathi
Can confirm is iron. Actually, really, it's titanium. Would you be surprised?
Marathi, in possession of the Iron Heart of Cain, founds a cult to Cain, and she uses the Iron Heart of Cain to do miracles in the image of Cain.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Look, I am the true priestess of Cain.
Yeah.
I am his will interpreted on the world. Cain is dead. Cain is gone. There is no."
I was gonna ask about the elf gods. Are they all dead?
Yeah.
They got all the souls back, but those souls. Oh, because they're all dead. They're gone.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
gone.
That's okay. Yeah, obviously she's gonna pick Cain because she's got this heart that's gonna let her do Cain specific magic. It's not about him.
No, not about him. It helps
all
because
right,
Marathi loves the subterfuge and the clandestine murder. But if she had found the heart of Daith, then it would have been him.
Yeah.
Or
All right,
Azurian.
I
yeah.
revoke my comments about stopping at the feet of men.
So
I still think she should just be trying to make herself a god, though. But
So she, like I said, using the Iron Heart of Cain, starts to build up a cult of Cain, and eventually that becomes an organization known as the Daughters of Cain,
of course.
which is Marathi's cult that begins to redo that, like, Bene Gesserit thing that she did in the old world, where they influence, or they insert themselves into the cities that Sigmar is founding.
Hard to be subtle when you're a snake lady or a batwing lady. So,
Right.
like, I don't know how we're super chill about this.
There are
It's
some,
magic.
I think I mischaracterized it. There also are some, like, Cainite elves that come out normal.
Okay.
Like, female Cainite elves that come out normal as
Okay.
well. There are also elves who, like, the men wander off and, like, have children, and some of those come back and
Like, hey,
join
what's
the
going
cult
on
of
over
Cain
here?
as well, because it's, like,
Might as well.
yeah, Marathi's powerful. She knows what she's doing, and there's a cult.
Yeah, there's a cult. You live in the shadow realm. What
Yeah,
else you gonna
yeah,
do?
yeah. So that's the third allotment. So those are just the first, like, batches of souls that they managed to pull out of Slaanesh. There's still a bunch of souls in Slaanesh, and it
Okay.
is, like, an ongoing process to pull them out. And those just kind of get, like, divvied up a little bit more willy-nilly. Like, it had to be, like, contractual for the first batch because
Yeah.
they would have fought over him otherwise. The first batch went wrong. Tyrion and Teclis come and get another batch to try again. And this time it works.
Okay.
Tyrion and Teclis return to Hysh, and they make a new race of elves, and these they call the Lumineth, the enlightened peoples.
there they are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lumineth. Teclis does everything with the Lumineth that he tried to do with the Idoneth. He teaches them magic. He teaches them about the world that was. He introduces them to the spirits of Hysh, which we didn't have time to talk about last episode, but are just, Hysh is so focused on like intelligence and like comprehension and stuff that its physical areas and whatnot manifest their own like personhoods and stuff.
Cool.
So you have like Hyshian wind spirits and Hyshian mountain spirits and Hyshian river spirits, but we don't know much about them yet because they don't have models. But for the most part, Lumineth goes well.
Okay.
There, we had a moment of like, there with the trapping of Slaanesh, but as has been kind of the grand arc of the Age of Myth so far, this period where Sigmar is traveling between the realms, the elves kind of settle into a homeostasis. Like, Malarian's doing whatever with the Umbreneth, the Lumineth start building cities and, like, founding universities and, like, studying magic. Marathi's doing Marathi stuff, having her daughters infiltrate all the echelons of power and worm their way into whatever they want to do.
As
but,
you would. Yeah.
like, the world is stable still. Marathi's a shit starter, but she's not starting it now.
Okay.
She is on board for, like, I have a good thing going here. I want to be ready to fight off chaos when it gets here. I
don't want to do that again.
I also super duper don't want chaos to get here and break Slaanesh out, because then I'm extremely
the
bad
first
off.
person he's coming for.
100%. But yeah, the elves kind of settle into doing their thing, and that's where we're going to leave this episode. We have so far talked about 6 of the 8 mortal realms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the only ones we have left remaining are Ghyran, the realm of life, and the one that Sigmar has been saving for the very end, because the other person that he really doesn't want as part of the Pantheon, he is more certain than anything he will find there.
Oh my.
The last realm we're going to talk about is Hysh, the realm of death.
Of course, it's the realm of death! I'm so excited.
It's going to be
That's
good.
going to be so good.
It's going to be good.
Hey, Dalton.
Yeah.
Here's a question. I'm sure listeners are wondering by now. After we finish talking about all the realms, what are we going to talk about? What's the game plan going?
Yeah. So as
This
you
is
might have
groundwork.
Oh, of course. As you might have suspected from, I don't know, some hints I've dropped here and there. This is a relative age of peace. Sigmar's figuring his stuff out. He's putting the Pantheon together. But the game's not about a relative age of peace. Stuff's gonna go wrong eventually. Chaos is gonna find the realms. And so once we've talked about all the realms, I'll give a little spoiler teaser. After the Age of Myth, a new age dawns. It's not immediate, but it definitely is influential. There are 3 ages in Age of Sigmar, the game. There's the Age of Myth, where we are now. There's the eventual Age of Sigmar, which is where the game actually takes place. And right in the middle of those is the Age of Chaos.
No! Right before you said it, I was like, it's going to be called the Age of Chaos. No, that's wild. Why would it be called the Age of Chaos? How is it called the Age of Chaos? I guess we'll find out.
Things
in
go
3 episodes.
Monumentally bad. But until things go monumentally bad, I, as always, am your Warhammer aficionado, Dalton Montgomery.
And I'm Darian Smart, and I main Pit.
Thanks so much. We'll see you again next time.
Bye-bye.